Good. Very, very good. Go ahead and make your way over to the right lead.
Okay.
Stretch down and long through the back of your leg. Really feel as if your heels grow down to the earth, allowing that stretch, that length to emerge. And that you should feel opposite that. That's where you want to feel your thigh. Use the block that's there to let that be a leverage point for you. Better. Good. Good. When you're ready, find your way back into the trot so that you can get back to the canter and we can warm up the right lead canter. Use what I was having you start to do was use a little bit of plie just to invite the engagement of the inner hind, asking again for simple shoulder hind end balance. Good, I like this. Good, I like the purposefulness in your sitting. Think that you are, yes, yes. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Excellent. Nice improvement in terms of how you are generating a nice clear push from behind that's translating through his body in a nice uphill manner. Half halt, think almost, exaggerate the half halt here a few times that he transitions the weight really clearly behind. Excellent. And then allow back out. And that is exactly right. You want it to feel as if it's just he waits for you. Beautiful. And that set him up for a lovely uphill transition. Good. Now feel deeper through your right elbow, deeper through the right axis. And now think a little quicker through your left hip. Good. But deeper on the same side, at the same time on the right. Good. Good. There comes the more clear canter stride. You feel it?
Yep.
Good. Think deep through the right hip so that you're the right elbow to the seat bone so that you really clarify the bending axis. And then keep your left hip in charge. Keep the feeling of canter, 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 canter. Good. Good. And now invite just a small turn of the forehand and then engagement of the right hind. So like I was saying, like a quarter turn, but not really an engaging quarter turn, more of just a shoulder to hind end balancing turn. Exactly. That you feel that you can start to show him a little bit more loft time in the forehand by the turn, the effect, the engaging aspect of the turn. You're not asking for true collection yet, you're just asking him to use, that's right, you're asking him to use the turn to again find the handiness in his stride. Good. Good. And turn away from the wall again. And turn down the quarter line this time and let's do a plie in this direction. Good. Think elbow down to seat bone, really quicken that connection so that that's it. So that he finds soft through that upper left arm, so that he finds the clarity of the bending axis. See, they're always a little stiffer right, you know? Take that right elbow down to your seat bone, position your right forearm clear toward his wither so that he just feels, that's it. He feels his bending axis and he can come through. Come on a circle. Good. Think through your left hip. Down, 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 down. Good. Get definite through your outside hip. Do not follow. That's better. You feel it?
Yes, yes.
Do not follow. Think, I must create, create, create. And it's not that it's creating with pressure, it's simply you are bouncing the basket. You're bouncing the ball, excuse me. You're bouncing the ball. You're showing him bounce the ball. And now drive a little energy forward, refresh him lightly off your inner leg. That there's always that's right. And now bounce the ball again through your outside hip. Good, that's right. And then allow it forward and play not big extremes forward and back, but just to find his ease, that he gets comfortable. Better. That he finds this comfortable to move round and through on the right side. Good. Allowing enough on the left side, that's okay. Allowing enough on the left that you're not restricting the connection on the left rein. Always feeling that you're moving toward the bit, especially on the outside rein, that it enables him to jump through. Good. 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 And find your way, I was just going to say, find your way back to the trot, but let's do it more from, good. First really get a quality canter here again. Think left hip, down, down, down. Find the diagonal compression point of your inner thigh and your outside hip. See if that doesn't create a little bit more stability in how you're supporting his canter stride. Yes, good. Find that, good. Drive him a little forward off your inner leg here, refresh, play, good. And then use a turn again. Use a turn again. That's okay. When that happens, right away just think, no big deal, just regroup. Good, good. Put it in your seat, good job. Good, and the quickness and the lightness, good. And let's just rock your outside hip back to the trot when you're ready. We'll move away from this. We're gonna come back and improve the canter right through the other exercise. Let's just give it a nice break. Good. Sometimes it's better just to refresh and come back, let the muscles be fresh again. Good. Now balance this trot back with a half halt. Think that it's not a slowing of the trot, it's a shifting of the trot. Find a little shoulder forward posture, right elbow down to the seat, good. And a nice uphill downward transition. But you just gently rock the energy to the outside hind, nice shoulder forward, good. And let him have a small break, good. Good. So it was interesting. I think what you're finding in this warm-up is that he was actually carrying much more than he's used to. So it was early for him to say, oh my gosh, I'm actually carrying my canter with so much more. So I think that's why the break came, because he became a little tired.
Yeah.
You might find that the exercise, the moving the shoulders over, engaging the hind end under, is almost more useful early on the right lead canter, because it creates movement that helps sustain the balance, like we talked about yesterday. That's what's so good about it. It's a balancing, engaging exercise. So you might want to find that you use that earlier in the work than we just did.
Okay.
Play with that when you're fresh, on your next ride. Just invite that exercise in and see if you find that it, I feel like our goal is to always build them and yet show them that it's easy. So we want him to think that to carry in that canter is easy. That's where I think that exercise will help, or making more use of more turns. Turns are valuable in helping sustain the balance that we're creating.
Okay.
It's more difficult for them to sustain balance on a straight line than it is in a turning environment. I think another really good exercise for him in the canter is going to be counter canter, for this very same reason. Yeah? How much counter canter have you done with him?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So again, posture within the counter canter being very critical. So good. Nice walk here. Looks good. So would you like to focus on the trot next, or would you like to come back and use a little bit more of the energy that is here now early in the ride for the canter? And then we finish with trot today.
I think that's the better plan.
Yeah.
Because he's he's not that strong at the canter.
Yeah.
So
let's
now
use
that he
the
has
strength.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm with you on that. So let's start on the left lead, and let's just invite that exercise back in that we ended with yesterday.
Okay.
And then let's see how that can play into some nice counter canter loops that you, again, these are all for me strengthening and collection building exercises that help his posture and his carrying ability become just readily available to him. Yeah, they should help produce the posture that enables him. Yep, one more time back to the walk. And take maybe, what I love to do before my canter transitions? I love to feel I have a little bit of a turn on the forehand, a little turn on the haunches, that I really feel the connection of my inner driving aids to my outside turning aids, and that really sets up for them to accept an upward transition very positively. Good. Good, and then maybe leg yield out just a little bit. It's okay, leg yield out a little bit. Feel a little bit more that you engage down through your left elbow. That's right. Tickle the fingers on the outside a little bit. Deepen and lengthen the outside knee. Stretching long. Good. Feel that you've set him up to be just poised and ready for that uphill transition. Good. That's better. Yes. And yeah, take through the seat. Yield a little bit more off your inner leg. Feel that you're driving it. That's it. So that up. Take the time. Yeah. And that's okay. You can repeat that in just a second. But take the feeling that he loads and is ready to strike off. You can take a little bit of a change to the Rambert position if you need at the walk, if you feel that part of his climbing is coming from a little bit of a jamming up. Sometimes switching the axis, suppling him through the left side or the right side, so the right side is a little bit softer, more available to you before you canter. Maybe take at the walk or in this sort of subtle trot a little Rambert. Really get the right low neck soft and available. Good. Good. And then walk transition and canter, and the feeling that the upward transition comes from a soft bed. Or yeah, I think he needs just a little bit of Rambert work right now, because I think he's just resisting your outside rein a little bit. Even at the canter, take just a tiny little bit of Rambert. Engage quicker down through your right hip, down. Good. Yes. Good. And then back to shoulder 4. Good. And prepare for your exercise down this long side. And remember on the short sides to use a little counter flexion or a little Rambert feeling, so that you help refresh the softness of that outside corridor rein, that he doesn't build up against it. You want to receive him into it, but not have him feel that he's stuck in it. So here on the short side, a little Rambert feeling. Good. Yes. Good. And then just shoulders over, hind end under. Shoulders over, hind end under. Yes. Good. And then a little Rambert. Good. And again, feel in your seat a quicker down through the right side of your body. Good. Good. Helping his right hind carry. Turn a little bit. Yep. And think a little straighter through the neck for this exercise, so that you're helping displace his shoulders. It's not half pass. It's more just moving the forehand over, engaging the hind end under. Good. That's better. Good. That's right. So you could almost envision a subtle Rambert when you displace the shoulder over. Then quicker down through your right hip. Quicker. That's it. Good. That's the canter. Think. Yeah. Good. And take a little bit less, yes, a little less flexion to the left, a little bit more moving that left forehand one stride over, then engaging the left hind under. Good. And now take a counter loop, but feel that you set up in shoulder 4, so that the counter loop has the same postural support. Good. Take a little bit of Rambert here on the short side. Get that feeling that the left shoulder elevates. Good. That's it. And now quicken your seat. That's the canter. Just a little less flexion to the inside. The inside flexion keeps kind of becoming the down side, or taking away the quality. This is better. Feel that you're building a nice uphill canter. Right, you sit down a little quicker on the right side. Good. Now that's good. Now take a counter loop and use what you've created to show him he can stay in a nice uphill. Yep. Good. There you go. And now feel collect it. Again, quickness to your right hip. Yeah, collect it. Use a little inner seat bone here. Very good. Yes. Good. And again, try to take a little bit the feeling of helping him get the right shoulder a little bit more to the midline. So keep the stability of your left leg as you help him become a little bit more through the right side. Good boy. And come across the half diagonal so he's back to the true canter. Good. And collect again and make a nice walk transition. And we'll do the same to the other direction. Good. Okay. So a little bit, I'm trying to think of how to give you this visual. If you can, when you get that feeling that the hind leg is right where it is, if you can then feel that you actually shorten the outside neck.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That he
Yeah.
becomes a little bit more square to the round.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit what happens is he gets a little long
Okay.
and wants to fall out that shoulder. And
Okay.
that's where you're losing a tiny bit of the crispness and where it becomes, in his posture, easier for him to maintain this collected frame on his own. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
So as much as you need the yield around your inner axis, it needs to then come back to where he feels that he's actually in this round cycle of energy with a little bit more of an equal neck,
Okay.
rather than
yeah.
correct,
Okay.
because that displaces the shoulder, and that
Okay.
displaces then the ability to feel that you can keep the balance and the posture correct.
Okay.
So as you come to the right side, especially, as you go to his right canter, especially, because I think that's a little bit of a sweeter canter, really feel for that you don't overdo the neck flexion, the feeling of it being, that you address the low neck, you get the low neck to be soft, but then try to help him feel an even connection in front of you where, we can always ask for just a little touch of inner flexion through the pole, but we don't have to actually create a whole huge neck bend. And he's a shorter horse too, so that also plays in. Longer necked horses, we can get away with a little bit more neck bend.
No.
Okay, so let's work for a nice walk canter transition in this direction. And just feel that again, the tempo of the walk is your tempo. The quickness at the hind end, just the presence of feeling your seat, his hind leg step up to your seat, just by the rolling your lumbar back toward the contact. Good. That's right. Good. And your right elbow down to your seat bone. That's right. The lower that connection point, the better. Good. And as you make some nice half halts in this direction, just feel that those half halts are coming more from the timing of your seat. Good. That's it. And now driving forward aids, light driving forward aids off the inner leg. Good. Not too big of a tempo change, but just enough to feel that the canter is re-energized and carrying on its own. Very nice here. Good. And engage, do a little bit of the shoulder over, engage the inner hind feeling again. Again, think less about changing his flexion, more about just guiding the shoulder over and then engaging the hind. Good. Think quicker through your left hip. Down, down, down. Driving that feeling that the canter has a clear bouncing uphill starting point. Good. Yes. Better canter. Yes. And stay on top of it. Really think that canter, canter, canter. Good. And the more this becomes the standard, the more he's going to develop the comfort to carry his canter like this on his own. Good. Good. Shoulders over, hind end under. Shoulder over, hind end under. Good. Shoulder over, hind end under. Left hip down, down, down. If you need just a little bit of right flexion, take it. Good. 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 Shoulder over, hind end under. Yes. Think really of letting that right hind head toward your left hip as you drive it under. That's it. Good. You feel that?
Yep.
That's really the piece. You need to really support that because that's the developmental piece for him, to drive that right hind leg a longer, deeper stride underneath him. Better. Yes. Good. Good for you. Turn down the quarter line and make it a nice plie to the wall. And then let's set up for a little counter canter this direction. And feel that you're producing a nice uphill stride. Good. Good. Think again, timing of your left hip down, 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 down. Good. Good. Deep right elbow. Take a nice counter canter loop. You can make a 3-loop serpentine simply. so he doesn't end up with too long in the counter canter. Good. Yes, and keep that uphill feeling. Keep that uphill feeling. Good. Again, we want this to feel easy for him. Drive that right hind leg toward your left hip. Feel that you keep the balance here coming. Yeah, it's okay. Stay over the right axis. That's okay. It was just because it was hard for him. For me, I would probably always start with just keeping it a simple 3-loop serpentine.
Okay.
And until he just feels like that's easy, easy, easy. And then you can go for longer phases. I mean, it's fine to test it and challenge it. Do you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's fine to test it and challenge it for longer pieces, but you know, you want to feel maybe that we can produce something that is more secure, so that we don't. A little bit. The reason he did that is he just felt a little bit overwhelming to him. Yeah. So think about what protects and preserves what you have just produced.
Okay.
Turns do that. Rebalancing aids do that. A half halt does that. A transition does that. So giving him the feeling that it's you know, always going to be your goal to set him up to carry and maintain what you're asking for. Very good. And definitely there's times that we have to push it and test it. But you want to feel you've come into that, prepared him to be at his best, not just kind of coming at the, he was a little bit at the tail end of his collection there.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Pick up a little bit on the counter canter instead of picking up the true canter. And just let's make some simple canter walk transitions in counter canter. Good, but drive the right hind leg toward your left hip. Good, good, that's it. Good. Feel that you allow. Good, good. And now half halt. Yield a little off your right side, half halt and walk. Good. And once again, pick up in true canter, just a canter walk transition. Feel it get a little bit more throughness through that low neck. Always take the time to just feel that you're giving him the best opportunity. Good, good. That's it. And again, think of the timing of your seat. Sit, sit, sit. Good. Good. Ride that inner shoulder up. Better canter. Good. Good. And from there, give him a nice walk transition. Half halt slightly. Good. Where that quality of that collected canter had a nice clear jump, nice clear posture, transition across the arena, and ask for the same on the right side. Good boy. If he's a little funny in the contact, just think deep in your seat, not the weight of your seat, but the elbow to seat connection. Fluff the fingers on the rein a little bit. Feel that you can jiggle the contact, the rings on the bit just a little bit, that he just softened through the pole just a little bit. There you go. Good. He's just opening his mouth just slightly, so what that tells me is that he needs to feel a little bit more self-carriage, a little bit more release. So I like to feel that I put the horse to my seat and then offer the hand forward. Really develop that downward feeling in your upper arm to your seat, and then offer the forearm, the upper arm forward. That he feels the seat, but he feels the freedom. He feels the seat, he feels the freedom. We're so perfectly made that we can go down and follow, down and follow, down and follow. And we're not really losing the contact because our upper arm is following toward the bit all the time. So you feel like you're pushing your hand toward the contact, but he's maintaining a shape because you're sending it down to your seat. Good. Take it. Yeah. Good. Think a little bit here, a little less left flexion, a little bit rounder both sides. Good. Good. Yield him off the left side. Balance the canter up. Think your right hip sits down, 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 down. Good. That's right. Feel that you're not putting a big left flexion in. You're in fact helping him shorten his right neck a little bit. That's it. Drive the right hip down, down. Close your left leg just a little bit, that you're sending his left hind leg more toward your right hip. That's it. That you're helping him get a little bit more functionally straight here. Good. Think a bit shorter on the right side of his neck if you can, which means just play through the bit, ring on the bit a little bit. Good, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. It is hard. We're challenging him right now, but this is good because he needs to start to feel that he can carry in a counter canter as well as he can a regular canter. Take a little playfulness here, soften through the pole, just a little bit left and then a little right. See if in this, as you're picking up the left lead canter, that you've addressed the suppleness of the right pole before you pick up the canter, that he feels soft and available on the right pole. You can soften him, use a little bit of a yield off your right axis, and then just allow him back to straight, and then posture your right knee down. Keep your right hand toward the bit, good. Toward the neck, good job. Good. And again, just think about the timing of your seat. Down, down, good. Arms breathing toward the contact, aligning his forehead. Better, better. Better with your frame and and that's very good. Collect and walk and praise him for that. What was much better there is you didn't overflex him left. Could you feel the difference?
Yes.
So work in short pieces like that. I think it's better to work in short pieces where he says, oh, this is what you want, than to push it too long on big turns that challenge and stress the collection, stress the balance. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you're going to find that that will be more conducive to strength building, posture building, muscle memory building, all of that. Exactly.
And
very good.
I have to really think about my hips. I don't move my outside hips.
It's so easy to be the passenger, and it changes the second you start thinking more about that downward stride.
Yes.
He gets so much more able to produce what you want to produce. So I think in terms of just for him, that's probably enough canter for today. But what do you have questions in your general work in the canter as a whole?
No, I really liked what I felt.
Good. And I think
I know
I gave you a different kind of tool set today by working in shorter segments of the canter and maybe striking off in counter canter and letting that be, that's a challenge, you know.
Adds to the collection.
Exactly, but it does. And, you know, I think you're not going to have trouble, I think, working toward lateral work, but really work on the ability to maintain a clear posture in the forehand.
Right.
And the ability to engage that inner hind, close that inner hind without it sending that shoulder out. That you create this, it's really about creating a supple low neck that is able to receive the power that your seat is sending down into the saddle. So, you know, we lose the throughness when the low neck says
Right.
So if you think about the low neck being an access point, which shortening that outside neck gives you access to.
Okay.
Very good. Good. I hope that'll be helpful, and incorporate that into the rest of your canter work. You know, whether you're doing, starting on your half pass work, you know, not feeling like you're limited to these exercises at all, but to know that the posture, the focus on his posture sets him up to be able to do the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the posture is really phenomenal. That last couple segments of the collected canter was
You could really feel it. Yeah.
I've never felt it that good.
Good. I'm thrilled to hear that. And it's, you know, the piece that for me always just resonates is that when we help them find that posture, it does become easy for them. Like it does, it loses a bit of that struggle.
Right.
You know, and so when I find that my horse struggles, I always take it apart into really thinking about what lines have I witnessed that I allowed, and how do I help them come back to a place of better self-carriage. And sometimes it requires suppling that outside corridor again, using a little Rumbear. You know, Rumbear, I always say Rumbear is a girl's best friend. We haven't done a lot of it together, but I find Rumbear very, very helpful. Well, let's play in the trot a little bit.
Okay.
And see what we got today. And I think your trot work, my vision for where you ought to be really sending your energy in the trot is toward really growing your half halts, so that you can really start to play within the variation of the trot, or within the gait of the trot on variations of the trot, and loading the hind end and flowing back forward. So that's just a visual for, when I think about what I saw in your work yesterday, that's what's going to continue to grow the expression and help you further develop his trot, because he's definitely got a quality and ability for all the lateral work. Not that you don't need to visit that, but I think the weaker piece is this,
Right.
the
The accordion.
the accordion, yeah, without him getting long. So good. So let's play on that note just a little bit, and
Okay.
when you're ready, we can pick up the trot. Let's start on a circle, and let's take the feeling of just developing a good balance into the outside hind. Think about the timing of your seat. Good. Good. Deepen your inner axis just for a few strides that you feel you address. That's right. The low neck, when you deepen your inner axis, you clarify for him where he needs to find the bend. Excellent. Lovely trot. Now start to balance it more to the outside hind with a little bit of rambert first. Actually, switch to the inner outside hind for a sec for a little rambert. And then rebalance to the shoulder fore. Good. And then quicken the timing of that outside hind leg coming down. Good. That's a lovely trot. Well done. And now play within this that you can grow the trot forward just a few steps. Good. Good. Deepen the inner axis as you do it. Good. And the feeling would be that you're asking that trot to just elevate, to find a little bit more as you swing the trot forward, to find a little bit more loft before you send it back down in the seat. Yes. Yes. And then back down slowly. And use a refreshing lightness of a little rambert there for a second just to help him. Yep, good. And then back to shoulder fore. Good. That you just feel that you have a light playfulness in the forehand. That the low neck never becomes a bracing point. Good. Nice. That's right. Good. Think a little about your compression aids, the nice soft feeling of the inner leg. Good. Take maybe a little bit posture slight rambert for that. See if that doesn't help, because you seem to climb just slightly up and out. Yeah. There you go. It's always having just even the tiniest moment of feeling like you can shift where the energy goes better. Keeping a little bit that right shoulder from wanting to tweak out, supporting here the left hind to step under a little more. Good. And back again. Good. And come in the other direction. And let the feeling be that you're not going for like medium trot back to collective trot, but just incrementally feeling how can I ask him to push more, carry more, and then find in the same, without skipping a single speed, finding his way back to a clear, collected gait. Good. This is nice. Good. Good. And again, using a bit of shoulder fore or a little rambert as you make that better. Using posture, yes, better. And using posture like a shoulder, like a little rambert or a little shoulder fore within the transition, so that he doesn't find a bracing point, that you're ahead of what becomes a bracing point. Better, yes. And then back again, good. And then make a transition all the way to walk when you're ready, and feel that he doesn't drop his posture at the walk, that he carries himself at the walk, and that it's simply a pause, and then trot on again. So even building that down, we did it a little bit yesterday, down to a one-step walk transition. That there's a carry and a positive tension in his posture that he's carrying, not because you're squeezing it into him, but because you've motivated it into him. Good. Good. A little bit of shoulder fore here. Good. Grow the trot slightly. Excellent. Bring it back in shoulder fore. Make a turn. Let the turning of the shoulders. Yes. Good. Excellent. Now I like what I see. Use turns creatively. Use the positive. That's lovely. And then bringing it back again. And think about what captures the low neck, what channels the forehand positively in front, that he can continue to elevate the wither as he moves. Yes, well done. And bringing it back again. Good. Excellent. Change direction. Keep this up. This is very nice. Do you like what you feel?
Yes.
Good. I really love what you're doing. You're really feeling the hind end here. And you're channeling it through the forehand in a direction that allows the withers to stay up. Good. Good. That's right. A little bit your right elbow. Well done. Well done. Driving that energy down to the seat that the lumbar back follows, lifts and supports the stride. Yes. Good. Think a little renvers this direction. This is the left side, so the right shoulder wants to go right. So help that right side be soft and accessible with just the subtlest renvers. It's not even renvers. Yes. Yes. And then back again, quiet and slow. Good. So the feeling of that renvers is not true renvers, right? It's just the suggestion that that's right. Excellent. And now you can grow it a little bit forward again from maybe the renvers position and then channel it back to the hind leg again. Right. So you're really starting good work here in the accordion aspect of this trot, that he's carrying himself with varying degrees of push from behind. And then nicely forward, set him up, good. And then back again, engage. Think a little bit more your inner leg to the bend, whichever side you're using, that you just don't feel that drop in the energy. Good job here. Yes, excellent. You feel this?
Yes.
Much more cadence, much more deliberate push. Excellent. Well done. Good. Well done. Now you're really supporting that low neck stays accessible to you, deep through your elbow. Good. And then back again, soft in the upper arm. That this energy flows up and through to the contact. Good job. Well done. Find your way to the walk. That's hard. That's very focused.
Yeah.
Hard work.
That
But
was
can
good.
you feel where that's going to build you? A lot more control over the ultimate cadence of your trot and the ultimate expression. Very good.
That was really good.
I like
Yeah.
that. And I want you to, so you've got all these elements we play with. We've got the lateral work, we've got the movements, but this is a very important part for building him into a future FEI horse.
Right.
He needs to think about moving up and through his body and being able to transition back and forth and not have it be a shutdown when he comes back, but
Right,
it continues that positive tension of lifting and elevating and carrying himself through. Very good. I would
to really think about also my inner leg, inner thigh to the outer
yes,
leg.
think about
That
that.
helps
Good.
tremendously when I get it.
Good. Yeah.
I can feel it all kind of come together.
Put the words in your mind, opposing, diagonal aims.
Yes.
Like for me, that's what I think about. Like that just, when I say that to myself, I feel like I support the horse the way I need to, like what you're talking about there. Because it's, otherwise we focus too much, either because I'm only speaking to you one thing or you're only thinking one thing, right? We focus too much on one side. It's the coming together without, it's not a compression, but it's this positive tension. It's this presence, this postural balance and awareness that enables him to be able to lift and carry. I think we should end there because I want you to feel that. That's such a clear example of what I wanted you to do with the trot when I said what I envisioned. Like yesterday, it was fun to see how readily you're going to continue to put together the third level work. The half pass has expression. We could always work if we worked again on really securing that your shoulders are leading, that especially going in the half pass left, that you don't end up with the haunches wanting to come too soon, that you're driving that inner hind leg under. But But this piece here is such a key toward all of it advancing and elevating his
Yeah,
overall
this
expression.
is the piece that's been the weak link.
I think so
that-
too.
Yeah.
I'm happy we were able to go there together, and
Yes.
I think I like that you felt what I was hoping for you to feel.
Yes, no, I definitely.
And you're a great student because you internalize as you go. So I think it's going to be available to
Yeah,
you.
I don't have much expression, but I'm really thinking the whole time I'm writing.
I get that. I get that. And you're spot on for what your awareness is for what's going to perpetuate the right feeling. So like catching what you need to be aware of, like that opposing diagonally.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
So I hope it's helpful. It's a lot of
Was-
maybe new thought on
No,
how
but
to
it
approach
was really great. It kind of filled in a little bit of the holes. So that was really
Good.
great.
You know, it's always fun when what one person is giving you fills in the holes, or what somebody else was showing you